All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Late Night Dominion, episode 32. Better late than never, I say. But here we are. As you can see, we're missing our poor friend Beetle tonight. Filling in for him, King Barathorn. They almost look alike, so how can you tell the difference? We'll start off with the news and shit. So take it away, Blank.
What's going on, folks? Somebody, did you introduce all of the people? Did I miss that?
That's all you tonight.
Oh, it's all me. All me, all day, every day. So, welcome to Late Night Dominion with your host, Beetle Bossy, who it's definitely not him, Aegon, the Ginger Techno Mage. I don't like calling myself muscle bound, but meaty chalice holding badass blank space, and Nexus the Mime. And of course, you guys are looking to get your Wildstar weekly news update. Normally we have a couple things to speculate about, but with the NDA down, we got plenty of things to talk about. A little less speculation this week. Aegon is going to be doing the job of production, so he's not going to be talking as much. He'll be hooking you guys up in chat. So if you have any questions or whatever, go ahead and put them in there, and he'll get to you. Again, if you've never been here before, definitely make sure to follow this channel and check us all out on Twitter and like our stuff on the old Facebooks. With that, we're going to head on into the weekly news. So, we had a stress test called the old Monster Bash. Wildstar fans just put up a nice little post. Basically, during the stress test, they said, hurry up and get your butt to Dare and Algoroc, and we're going to have a bunch of cool things. They spawn a bunch of awesome monsters, and everything from, there was Metal Maw, and a bunch of Metal Maws, and then a boss called Etheros. Pretty cool, so definitely go check that out there. Nixus, you had a couple comments for that?
Yeah, some of the bosses that they spawned during the stress test events that we got to see on livestream, one of the comments I do want to make about that is, I was really afraid when I first got interested in this game that the telegraphs would be making the game too easy, and being able to see where the enemy skills are coming from would just make it almost like a no-brainer, which way to dodge and stuff. But I just want to make the comment that some of those telegraphs are incredibly hard to get out of the way of, and I'm actually really, really relieved to know that some of these bosses are going to be hard as F to to fight and to survive. Really, really happy to see some of that during the stress test. Aegon?
It was a crazy ass fun time. But yeah, I agree with Nixus. Those telegraphs, man. I think I dodged one and dodged into 5 other ones. It was ridiculous.
DC, hello? Blank space, I do believe you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Did you mute yourself, man?
Help, stun mute yourself when talking to camera. Hello? Is this thing on? So, next thing we got for you folks, there was a Vine contest. Carmine basically went out and said, hey, we want you guys to show us your best Wildstar Vine. People are always asking, how do I get in beta? 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 This was one of the ways. People put in their submissions, and all of these winners got themselves a beta key. So that's pretty cool, and a bunch of them were super funny, dude.
Definitely
ridiculous.
Check those out, because 2 of them made me laugh my ass off. The one with the guy who wakes up from a dream and he screams, that one was pretty funny. And the one where it's pan zooming into the guy's face who's live streaming from Carbine with the music. I couldn't hold it back. It was too good. I mean, they're all great, but those 2 in particular were just perfect.
Nice. All right. With that being said, I'm gonna get a cool scene here. This is some artwork done by Zilvis. It's our little format, but it's pretty cool. It is the the late nightmare before a Dominion Christmas. That's pretty friggin' cool. You got Blank
really
Swellington,
does justice to my jawline. I like it.
Dude, look, it's so awesome. Dude, it's so awesome. So yeah, big thanks to Zilvis. That artwork is amazing, and we love you, dude. With that, we're going to move on to more beta keys in the wild. Check those spam filters. We have Wildstar fans reporting that you got to start checking because beta invites went out. This was from senior producer Craig Cougar Turner. Said stress test invites, and you can expect additional full beta keys to be sent out as well. There was no word on the number of invites. That was confirmed from Wildstar fans. And with that, folks, we're going to get you into another fun thing that we saw this week. It's going to be the 5 stages of Wildstar beta grief.
The 5 stages of Wildstar beta grief. Stage 1, denial.
It's alright, they probably haven't sent out the current wave yet.
Stage 2, anger.
Why do all these people on eBay have keys to sell when I didn't even get one?
Stage 3, bargaining.
I will slaughter and sacrifice any number of browsers who need me to get in. Really, I'm being completely honest here.
Stage 4, depression.
Hello, Viagra spam mail. You're now my only friend.
Stage 5, acceptance.
NEVER!
All right. Pretty spot on for those of you who are, waited for any beta. We all know, everybody knows those feels. We're like, please, 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 please. So that was pretty cool. Your next weekly article comes from MMORPG. It talks about Wildstar turning into a formidable MMO. And we're going to pair this with Gaffney's thoughts on pre-orders and paid betas. We're going to talk about this briefly here because I feel it's really important to discuss this. Gaffney, excuse me, which is Jeremy Gaffney, which is the executive producer at Carbine. And he put stuff on Reddit and he talked a little bit about some stuff from Wildstar fans. Basically, we've all seen the treadmill of MMOs. They have, in the past, come out with whether very strong or very old or well-known intellectual properties that people know, and they build an entire hype. They build this huge marketing hype around this game. So you really look forward to it. You're super pumped. You see it on your TV. You see it on YouTube. You see it on Facebook. You see it everywhere. Tons of people get excited for it, and what happens is the game has zero retention, or very little. They sell millions of box copies. However, people only play for a couple months and then they disappear. It's because there's the content is lacking. It's not engaging. It's not exciting. Now, in any game, you have attrition no matter what you do. You're going to see people leaving to go do other stuff. They got real lives. They don't have enough money. There's always things like that. But Gaffney really makes sure to make a huge point here. They're trying to develop and make a game that is rich when you get to the end game when there's stuff to do. They are really, really not trying to hype up the market and then have zero retention. They're really working on getting people to join the community, to be excited about the game, that are going to stay, that are going to bring their friends, that are going to play with their friends for years going forward. So I think this is great. And with that, I'm gonna throw this to Aegon. I know Aegon had a couple of thoughts. So, Aegon?
Yeah, this seems to be the norm coming out now with most betas. We see, the EverQuest Next is doing their paid access, their beta. We see this as a trend popping up with tons of indie developers. Oh, if you look at Steam, half the games you look at now they're coming out are early access, pay to beta our game, etc., etc. I don't think this is going to go away anytime soon. I worry that it's going to come down to that you're going to have those iffy developers that you pay for a beta and they never finish. They walk away. You don't get your money back. You get screwed. That's my fear, the whole paid betas and stuff. Pre-order wise, I mean, that's been around forever. We're going to see that forever, and that's never going to go away. But this early paid beta stuff is a very double-edged sword. So we'll have to see what comes out of it down the road.
No, Aegon, on that point, though, what I do want to say, though, is who is to blame when it comes to that, right? You've got these publishers and these developers that are taking advantage of the fact that, we're willing to spend the money even for an unfinished game. And you can even look at the hype that's going around with, DayZ Standalone. They're releasing an alpha that is a true alpha. It really doesn't have much in it. And then you've got, well, I mean, like, what did they first day? Like 150,000 copies or like 200,000 copies? Something crazy. But, like, we're the ones who are willing to go spend that money on unfinished products. And as long as we're
vertical line
willing to do that,
SWG left your
they're going to
channel.
continue capitalizing on it. So, I hold us accountable for that. On the flip side, it is good in a sense because, it gives us access to the game, and it gives us, the ability to participate in the actual development and to build the game that we want to see. Obviously not completely, then it'll give us full control, but with certain betas, and that's how I feel about the Wildstar beta right now, is they're letting enough people in to get the feedback they need and to orient their content towards what their player base actually wants rather than what they just think they want, And you'd think like, oh, well, developers are gamers too, they already know what we want. But I've got plenty of friends who work in the industry, and you get so lost in making games and in doing your actual job that you lose track of what, it is to actually be just a gamer and not a developer. And to get that outside point of view, and you can even call it the, a more ignorant point of view where you don't really know too much about the workings and more just what you want as a player. You just want, the outside of it. It's good, and the balancing act is in making sure that you create that hype train without letting everyone in, and it's really, like I said, it's a balancing act. You got to make sure you're doing it right. I feel like Carbine is doing it correctly. They've let in enough people into their beta so far, so where we're hearing a lot of feedback from it, whether people are respecting NDA or not. We're hearing good things about the game. And on the flip side, there's still enough people that aren't in to where we're all just like, oh my god, I want to play. And it's something you see in all the streams, including Blank Space's stream. There's everybody in chat, they're just like, I can't wait for this game. It looks amazing. And you can complain about the hype train all you want, but it's going to happen with every game. And it's not necessarily a good or a bad thing. I have faith that Wildstar is doing it Carbine is doing it the correct way. And hopefully, this keeps up over the next couple of months. But Aegon, you want to make a quick point? I'm just kind of ranting there.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, the hype train is a dangerous thing. I mean, so far, Carbine has lived up to their hype train. They've said, we're going to do this, and then bam, they show us to us. And there's some things that we really want to see that we haven't seen yet. War plots. But it'll come down the road. But then you get, like, the opposite side of the coin, like, Sodar, where the hype train was huge, and we hop in, and it's a complete disappointment. I mean, even during beta, it looked like it was going to be good during beta. And once you get into the real game, it was flat out on its ass. So, I mean, like I said, it could go either way. And, the paid betas, it really comes down to, how much do you trust that company? If you're going to pay to get into a beta, research that company, research them in depth, see what they've done before, how much trust is there with that company. And if you don't trust them, don't invest in it. Wait for the product to get finished, see if it even gets finished, then pay for it. Otherwise, you take your chances. What do you got, Nexus?
Yeah, like you're saying though, it's a lot of it's funny because there is a lot of research behind it. You want to understand the people that are behind making your game. Like if you're gonna go off and you're gonna play, Infestation Survivor Stories, you might want to know who's making the game. That way you understand what's going on when you're in the game, and it'll all make sense. However, like with the Carbine guys, I was able to meet a lot of them at, PAX East and stuff, and they're such good guys, and the vibe that you get from them when you're talking to them is genuine. You really feel like they're invested in their game and they want to make something that's not just another, money grabber, and it's an actual game, an MMO that's going to last, that has a universe. You know me, I'm obsessed with the lore, and you look at the quality of the lore they have, and it's so good. And you got to thank Chad Moore for that and his team, and like everything that's going on. And I think the community that's resulting from it, and they love what they're doing, and they're doing it well. And I'm personally not. You can say whatever you want. I'm going to be backing these guys until the end. And I just want to answer a quick question that I saw in chat. I believe it was from Air Viper. Sorry, you said like, what if you don't get in for 6 months? And that's the beauty of it, though. Like, pre-launch communities are so much fun to take part in. Like, I've been following the Wildstar community for a while now. I mean, I've been following the Wildstar Central, which is the primary forum that Subterfuge Vanguard uses. If you go to them, they weren't even called Wildstar Central, but they were called like Carbine Central like years ago. And being able to follow the progression and follow like the community and see it grow and see those active members come and go and those guilds come and go and all that, and the charity events that go on around it and all of it, all that alone, even without having access to the beta, makes it worth it. So, and it makes it easier to wait for that game because you're able to hang out with those other people that are also waiting. And I mean, personally, it's something that I've been doing for years. You look at Star Citizen. I'm waiting for that game to come out, but it's so far away. It doesn't mean I don't love it any less. I'm not going to sit here and complain about it. If you haven't gotten into the Wildstar beta, keep being patient. Keep trying. Be active in the community. Be a part of it. And even if you have to wait 6 months, a year, when you do get in, you're going to feel rewarded for all that effort you put into it. And like that's the way I see it. But Blank, go ahead and make a couple of comments on that.
Listen, I enjoy Jeremy Gaffney because he's like me. He's a straightforward kind of guy. And I'm going to give you a little quote. Talking about shipping games, things. I don't expect perfection. I've shipped games. I know there's going to be crises. So anyways, all that ends up with, I can't really talk the time frames, but I feel like a jerk doing a pay for beta right now. And if we did it with pre-orders, we'd be trapped into a date and nobody puts baby into corner. God bless this guy. They aren't going to do pre-orders because there's a lock-in date and they're not going to do that. And they're not right now going to do a pay for beta. That is a marketing tool. That is not a that is a hype driver. That is not anything other than that, and helps. Paying for beta allows him to see potential numbers and growth and all that other sort of stuff. But I like that they're open and honest about where they want to go with that going forward. So we'll see. But right now, you just got to hang out and hope that the other embargoes kind of change and maybe people are able to stream on a more general basis, or who knows. But all we know is these developers are being open and honest about where they want to go and what they want to do, and that's flipping awesome. There's been a lot of people asking for controller support. They're going to be playing this action-based MMO, and there is they're calling it a passion project within the studio. There is a developer that is working on, or I'm not sure if it's a team of them, working on trying to put controller support for Wildstar. Nexus, did you have a couple things for this, or?
I'm not going to be a hater. I totally get it that there are people out there I consider myself casual, but I'm not casual enough to where I'd sit back in my chair with a controller playing Wildstar. And it's not the type of game I can even see it being really legitimate in, considering the amount of mobility you require. And, there's a lot of trigger happy kind of stuff going on. But hey, if that's what they want to work on, like they said, it's a passion project. But if there's enough people asking for it, good on them, why limit yourself? It's what they're doing with the entire idea behind the game is you're building it towards hardcore, but it's still open and there's stuff for the casual player. So yeah, controller support is fine, but I don't see you being able to do much with it.
Yeah. So it's cool. I don't see the game being released with it. Maybe something that gets kind of put in later down the road. But again, we'll see. There was a Sunday Sitdown was a feature with FallenAngel. It looks like it's a very long article talking about Wildstar and impressions and things like that. So you guys should go check that out. We got a new scene here for you. Chief Sarcan, one of our buddies over at MMORPG.com, has made these really cool, swagalicious Wildstar patches, and you guys should be seeing them now. We can get you a link. And him and Onres have also, Onres has keychain and bottle openers. Now, I don't have a bottle opener, but I did get a keychain. It's over on the side. I'm actually going to have to show you this patch here in just a second. Let me know when that seed comes down. Because Santa Claus came by here and dropped up a little something that looks like that. That's sitting over on my swag. And from Sarcan, got ourselves a pretty cool patch that was done up for the guild. So that was pretty legit. You guys should definitely check that stuff out. I know that Chief Sarcan was doing a contest for somebody to win one of those patches, so you'll have to check that out. We're going to skip that for now, and we're going to get into some general topics here. Quite a lot of stuff to go over, guys. Shouldn't take too long, though. There was a really cool stat chart that was put up. It was done by Rogue from Reddit. Basically shows you the stat tables for the stuff that you need to know. Everything is right there. So if you guys haven't seen this before, take a second, check it out, and go over it. Shows everything that, everybody grit is more extra health. But for, the engineer, finesse is assault and tech is support. For the stalker, brutality is their assault and their tech is their support. So you can kind of see visually where all the stats kind of go. There was also, looks like the next thing we got here for you guys is going to be a race combo chart that was put up. A lot of people putting this stuff together now that the NDA is down and people are able to see all this sort of stuff and get things confirmed. This shows you who all can be what. So, confirming it, humans can be everything, Cassians can be everything, Grinox can be warriors, medics, engineers, Orin can be Esper, spell slingers, or stalkers, and Mordish can be warriors, can be everything except Espers. Draken can be warriors, spell slingers, or stalkers. Chua can be Esper, spell slinger, medic, or engineer. And the Makari can be warrior, stalker, medic, or engineer. Pretty cool to see that. There was a list of, a list of emotes that was put up. Actually, a couple of videos, from Game Skinny. Our buddy, Mark Umbra's friend, runs Game Skinny. So shout out to them. This is the Exile and Dominion emotes that you guys may have been looking for. There you go. We've got 2 LAS builders. For those of you who like the theory craft, kind of check out builds and whatnot. One is from readycheck.org, and the other one is from wildstararchship.de. Oh, I'm sorry, Nexus. Did you want to throw something in about emotes?
What? Yeah, just real quick. I love what they're doing with their game because they're really I keep saying that over and over and over, and it's never going to be any less or more or less true. But what they're doing with the more casual end of the game, they're providing pretty much everything you need as someone who's, like, for example, a role player. You're going to get your housing. There's so much, there's so much customization to it, and how you can set things up. Whether or not you can sit in a chair yet, I'm not sure, but they're definitely setting things up so that you can do almost anything you want. And on top of that, if you add in emotes that are fun and enjoyable to just see, when you just sit there and you slash dance and you enjoy just watching your character derp around, that kind of stuff's fun. And if they can achieve that with the emotes that they're going to put in the game, which it looks like they're doing, that's something I really appreciate about an MMO. So definitely appealing to the hardcore, but not leaving the casual behind, and especially those role players who. I have a guilty pleasure now of saying that I might end up being a Wildstar role player. So. But yeah, sorry, back to you.
No, that's fine. The next thing we got, one of our awesome members, itsAliceduh, as part of the Core Network, put together a Celestion Zone Spotlight over at on YouTube, and I believe we have both of them. There's two. There was Celestion, and there may have been another. We're going to get those links to you. KaeyiDream, y'all might know her. She put up her intro to Wildstar video. Y'all are going to be getting a lot of links real quick. Next, we have Zyback, one of our members that you might know and love. He did a class overviews with skills, amps, and builds that you guys should definitely check out. And he also put up a how the hoverboard works, mount customizations, and physics. Lastly, he did character creation customization. You guys are going to see tons of those on YouTube right now. All those kind of cool things, what you can and can't do, because everybody seems to be really like focused on what you can do with those. Whereas me, I'd rather film PvP and put that up on YouTube. But that's just just the way that I roll. We have Chief Sarcan's Wildstar beta reviews and press show, another YouTube playlist. And the Exile edition from Wildstar fans is character creation videos that were put up. So you got to check those out. And we have the ARC ships. Big thank you to Wildstar fans for being so awesome for putting their content together. The closed beta ARC ships for Dominion and Exile were put up. And then there was a video from Baby Makers Gaming. That was which tank is best for you. I didn't get a chance to see that one, but so you guys will have to let me know. But if it's Wildstar and it's news, we give it to you. And this is from last week. Wildstar Core NDA list 1 through 15. One of the first people in the world to be able to have the press embargo lifted asked Sylvan anything about Wildstar 1 to 15, which was great. And the last one we have here is Exploring Celestion on a Hoverboard. Another YouTube link giving you all sorts of stuff to check out. And with that, we're going to break down into class specifics. There is a preview of the Esper that came out from MMORPG.com. And, oh goodness, Stalker PvP. If y'all want some Stalker PvP, you can just go to my YouTube. Good God, we should just put that there. Like I feel like being like, it's not really like cool, but I just want to be like, yeah, there's lots of it there. But there is another video right here.
Crits.
Oh my. Oh, that's the Wildstar beta one is Kaeyi there. Wait, that's not Stalker PvP. Yeah, that's not Stalker PvP. That link is no good. Here. Well, we'll have to put something else in there. We have the Edge. I know, I'm like Stalker PvP. I clicked it open and it was Kaeyi. So there's the Carbine Engineer live stream, if you guys missed it. And just recently, 10 Ton Hammer put out their first impressions of the Spellslinger hands-on. It seemed like they really liked the way that the mechanic of Spell Surge. They don't really think that from what I understand, they were saying that they felt it was a mobile class, but speed and mobility don't necessarily go hand in hand. You have to be very careful with, sprint, dodge, or gates and stuff like that. And I heard that, well, from reading it, what I was getting was they kind of felt like it was hard to prioritize their skills. And, the same comment they have is the same comment I have. I never use charge shot as a spell slinger. There's other things I can use that make me more mobile. Trying to stun and get off a charge shot is just ridiculous. So I'd rather optimize towards mobile play than trying to sit there and do one big, smack in the face. But again, take your time, go read it, give it your guys' own thoughts. And, there was lots and lots of stuff to go over. We just hammered through it as quickly as we could. And we have one question, apparently. Looks like Many Fist wants to know what will be everyone's main Mine will be whatever helps, my organization the best, or what we need the most. As you guys know, I love Stalker. I love the Engineer. I love my Esper. Everything else I'm kind of on, but we'll see. How about you, Aegon?
Right now, I'm looking at maining Engineer most likely right now. It's either going to be Engineer or Spellslinger, but I'm leaning more towards Engineer right now. So, I just like the robots. They're fun.
Nice. All right, and Nexus?
Honestly, I was so hellbent on the Spellslinger for a while, and now after watching all these streams for a while, I almost want to say Medic. It's just that Quantum Cascade, like I can't get over it. It's just too strong. So I'm thinking Medic is going to be what I want to main.
Nice.
Especially honestly watching Zyback play Medic for a while there, I was just like, holy crap, that innate is just too strong. So yeah, Medic.
You want to do your thing first, and then I'll do my Nexus?
Yeah, for sure. So, guys, one thing that I definitely want to really emphasize, and I know it's been a little bit of a short stream. Our shows are usually about 2 hours long, but we're hard at work trying to produce content for you guys on the side. Actually, very hard at work. So definitely do not fret. But one thing that I want to say before we end our show here tonight is, I see a lot of new faces, a lot of new people coming in, being interested in Wildstar because it's that like kind of the hype thing, right? And what I want to say is I've been a part of this Wildstar community for quite a while now, and I really started to invest myself in it with Blank Space back in March. It was the end of March, right after PAX East, and Blank Space and I met up, and we went to the Carbide booth. We met the guys, had a great time. We decided to launch our guild, Subterfuge Vanguard, and ever since then, I've been involved in communities before, but I've never had as much fun in a pre-launch community as I have in the last 8 months of being part of the Wildstar community, But being active on the Wildstar Central forums, running a guild, checking out the streams, all this stuff, it has honestly been a blast. And if you guys want to have that next level of experience that we always hear about in MMOs, this is the time to do it. There have been these kind of opportunities in the past, but I've done it with WoW, I've done it with SWTOR, I've done it with Guild Wars 2, I've done it with I did it with Rift. It's never been like this. This is really something unique in my opinion, and this is the time to get involved. Be active, either be selfless and do it for others, or do it for yourself. Whatever it is you want to do, make fan art, start roleplay threads, make a podcast, whatever it is you want. Do something, participate, get involved. You'll see. I promise it's rewarding. And one last thing, like I was saying earlier, the lore is so good. I see so many lore questions in the streams, and I'm just like, if only people read up about it a little bit more, they would be so happy with what they see. It's fun, Mondo Zax for president, it's good. It's really a lot of fun. So thanks a lot for hanging out tonight, guys. I'm going to pass it back over to Razor Chalice, right? I'm going to pass it back over to Blank Space, and really, really appreciate the support, guys.
What I'll say is this. Being a part of this community has been really awesome, and been really blessed to work and do cross-pollination and events with everybody. And this is not an all-exclusive list. This is off the top of my head, but Wildstar Central, Wildstar Fans, Mission Nexus, Wildstar Core, War Plots. I'm probably going to forget a bunch of different people. A bunch of different pre-launch guilds that have been like, oh my god, this game is so cool. There's so much positivity out there, and it's been great. And I couldn't be happier. I don't want to wish poorly on other MMOs, because that's not the way that I am, but I'm pretty happy with where our community is and who we have. It's amazing. We have this great place in the internet that isn't just about warm fuzzies. It's having a fucking awesome time with other awesome people. It's very rare that you find stuff like that. So anyways, I'm done being all gushy, stupid. Thank you guys for tuning in. We wanted to make sure we got this up. There will not be an LND next week because everybody's on holiday. We're pretty much on the same schedule that Carbine's on. So you'll see us probably the week after, and you'll have to watch on social media to know when that is. Make sure you follow this Twitch channel. Check all of us out on Twitter. like our crap on Facebook, and
What was it, guys?
want to. What's that?
No, never mind. Sorry.
Want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays from Late Night Dominion, from Subterfuge Gaming and Subterfuge Vanguard. My name is Blank Space. Thanks for tuning in.
See you, folks. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we will see you when the holidays are over. So until next time.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Get your ass on my stream.
Go watch Blake.
Hurry up. And go stomp some people.
Have a great holidays.
Chalices, that's
Until then, watch that email. I'm sure you're all waiting for one. So take it easy.